people, dear Uyghurs, all of you that came from all over the world today to speak up as one voice and to denounce atrocities committed against your people. I thank you all for having gathered here today in defense of human rights and dignity, for the two basic principles that hold us together. As you know, I'm here on behalf of the UNPO. We have been around the world for 25 years to work relentlessly to open a space in international community for actors traditionally excluded from the public debate. Among those actors, the Uyghurs, one of our founding members, has always been an example of how solidarity can work as a bond capable of overcoming the most atrocious crimes. Their struggle shows us how the rights of minorities suffering from the cruelest forms of discrimination must become a priority for all international actors working to defense of human rights. Recent events in China have taught us in the most inhuman way that statements are simply not enough. During the last months, it has been revealed that the Chinese government has taken the campaigning of terror and repression exercised against the Uyghur community beyond our worst nightmares. The network of irrigation camps designed and implemented by Xi Jinping and his administration has condemned more than 1 million people, women, children, entire families, to the worst possible imagined living conditions. The level of repression achieved by this new strategy is a direct violation not only of the Chinese legacy, but also the most fundamental principles found in international law. For decades, we know that China sees a direct threat simply the existence of the Uyghur community. They represent the Asian colossus for them, an obstacle for their expansion. But in their efforts to assimilate the happy minorities like the Tibetans and the Uyghurs, they are going too far now. Enough is enough. For this reason, we demonstrate today. We need to show to the international community that they have to understand that the Uyghur community is under threat. It's a minority, and a minority who has deep roots culture, language, and they are amazing. You are amazing, and you need to be protected. We need to demand from international institutions and all bodies to take a stance to protect the Uyghur community in China, starting with the European Union. We need them to understand that the protection of the Uyghurs is an obligation that they have to take a responsibility for, not only because there are current situations what you are facing, but because of the severe attacks of the fundamental human rights in the world, but also because there are violations and repressions of minorities. To question the fundamental pillars of democracy and human dignity on which our countries are built. Today, we rally together to ask the international community to take a stance in the defense of the Uyghur minority. We count among us some of the most prominent organizations like the International Campaign for Tibet, the Society of Threatening People, the Non-Violent Transnational Trans-Radical Party. And we call all of you, we thank you all for being here, for your invaluable support. The Friendship Group of the Uyghurs, the 14, 17 MEPs who are supporting us in the European Parliament, try to talk and to make sure that the Uyghurs are going to be a reality in the European Parliament, and they're going to talk about it in the European institutions. I want to mention somebody before to finish that. I would like to remember a key figure in the defense not only of the rights of the Uyghurs, but the human rights in general. His name is Ilan Tohti. His struggle, which has gained him the nomination for both the Sakharov Prize and the Nobel Peace Prize this year, serves as an example of integrity to the community and for the peace. Again, I thank you all for supporting the Uyghurs, and I really believe that something is going to happen. We promise that we already met with the DG DEFCO yesterday, and we're going to meet with the EAS this afternoon to make sure that they are going to hear us. Freedom for the Uyghurs!